she said, "I'm a Christian and a Marxist." And I thought, no. You can only be a Christian and a Marxist if you, well, there's a couple of ways. One is that you just want to be all things that are good at once, regardless of their internal contradictions. And so that would be one reason. And another reason would be that you don't know anything about Christianity or Marxism.
He seems to think that the idea that anyone could possibly be both a Marxist and a Christian is just idiotic. You'd have to be an idiot, an utter fool, to possibly think there could be any common ground between the teachings of Jesus Christ and the teachings of Karl Marx. Now, what's ironic about this is this reveals how utterly ignorant Jordan Peterson is about world affairs. Nicaragua currently has a government led by the Sandinistas. The official slogan of the government is Christianity, socialism, and solidarity. In Venezuela, the president who led the country on the road toward socialism, Hugo Chavez, and his successor, Nicolas Maduro, are both Roman Catholics who frequently quote the Bible in their speeches. Evo Morales, the socialist leader of Bolivia, met with the Pope and presented the Pope an object that was a hammer and sickle on a cross. The leader of the Russian Communist Party, the second largest political party in Russia, Gennady Zyuganov, is himself a Russian Orthodox Christian. And in Russia, you will find many Russian Orthodox churches that have images of Stalin. The Russian Orthodox Church frequently says positive things about the Soviet Union. Furthermore, in his autobiography, Fidel Castro wrote, "If people call me Christian, not from the standpoint of religion, but from the standpoint of social vision, I declare that I am a Christian." So all of these people around the world, the Russian Orthodox Christians who vote for the Communist Party, the socialists of Nicaragua, the socialists of Venezuela, the socialists of Bolivia, Oscar Romero, the great priest in El Salvador who was murdered, all of these people are just fools and idiots, according to Jordan Peterson.
And there's the idea that that Marx had, that religion was the opiate of the masses, which doesn't exactly sound like. I've always thought religion was the opiate of the masses, but communism, Marxism was the methamphetamine.
No one disputes that Karl Marx was an atheist, but Peterson is not reading you the entire quotation from Karl Marx. If one reads what Marx actually said, he says, "Religion is the heart of a heartless world and the soul of soulless conditions. Indeed, it is the opiate of the people." So he's deliberately misrepresenting a quote because he has no idea what he's talking about.
Criticism of religion disillusions man so that he will think, act, and fashion his reality like a man who has discarded his illusions and regained his senses, so that he will move around himself as his own true sun. S-U-N. Yeah, well, that's Marxism in a nutshell, all right. I mean, that's the fundamental definition of pathological narcissism. So that he will move around himself as his own true sun, right. Religion is only the illusory sun which revolves around man as long as he does not revolve around himself. That's the sort of poem that would be written by someone who revolved around himself as his own true sun.
And here he is, yet again, not understanding the words he is arguing against. It's very clear in that passage that he just quoted, Karl Marx is not referring to an individual person when he says man. He's referring to human beings overall, human beings as a collective entity. There was actually a painting painted by the very famous Marxist Diego Rivera called "Man, the Creator of the Universe." It seems here he's not ranting against Marx. Rather, he's ranting against Ayn Rand and Anton LaVey and Milton Friedman and the various adherents of free market capitalism who believe in selfishness and individualism. Well, I think Peterson should examine his own beliefs and whether or not they are truly in line with the Christian teaching. He should read Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, where it says that man is created in the image of God. He should furthermore read the book of Matthew and read about how Christ said the last shall be first and the first shall be last. He should read the book of Acts and learn how the disciples of Christ held all things in common. and many were in awe of the wonders and signs they performed, making sure that none were without, and distributing according to need. Peterson seems very committed to defending the capitalist system and the idea that we should have an economy centered around profits. However, many places in the Bible it makes clear that the job of the worker is to produce for those in need, and that it is labor that creates all wealth. Many places in the Bible it also condemns the practice of lending money at interest. So I think Peterson is just wrong here, and those of us who are really truly interested in Jesus' message and in Marxism should do further investigation into the possibility that these two beliefs can certainly overlap.